They left. They distanced themselves. Maybe they ghosted you. Maybe they pulled away slowly, or maybe they just vanished without a word. You waited. Days turned into weeks, and still nothing. You ran the memories over and over in your mind, wondering what went wrong, hoping for closure, searching for signs that they would come back. And now suddenly they're reaching out. A message pops up. A call rings through. Your heart races. Your mind spins out of control. This is what you wanted, right? But now that it's here, you're filled with doubt. What do I say? Should I reply? Should I ignore them? Should I act like I don't care? Should I tell them how much they hurt me? Welcome back to Mindful Stoicism. This moment right here, their return, their sudden contact is the turning point. Most people, they ruin it. They act out of emotion. They react too fast, say too much, and fall right back into the same trap. One wrong move, and you hand them all your power. You lose the upper hand. You lose yourself. But a Stoic? A Stoic never stumbles in chaos. A Stoic knows how to stand still when the ground is shaking beneath them. When they contact you, you must be prepared, because this is not just about replying to a message. It's about your self-respect, your dignity, your peace. You must avoid these mistakes at all costs, because if you don't, you'll end up chasing again, begging for attention, wondering why you feel so empty. Let's talk about Stoic strength in the face of emotional manipulation. Let's break down the 7 deadly mistakes you must never make when they contact you, because your response will decide whether you reclaim your power or lose it all again. 1. Responding instantly like you're waiting. They finally contact you, maybe after days, weeks, or even months of silence. And in that moment, your instincts take over. Your fingers rush to respond. Your heart tells you, don't let them slip away again. So you type quickly, you hit send, and for a brief moment, you feel relief. But what you just did was show them knees everything. That you've been waiting, hoping, maybe even obsessing. That their absence didn't teach you patience, it taught you desperation. And in doing so, you handed over your power. Understand this. Instant responses expose you. They tell the other person, you still have me. That you're still emotionally available, that you've been lingering in hope, waiting for their crumbs of attention. And people, whether consciously or not, lose respect for what they know they can have at any time. A Stoic understands the value of timing and restraint. A message is not an emergency. A call is not a command. When someone contacts you, especially after distancing themselves, pause, breathe, think. Do not respond immediately, not to punish them, but to protect yourself, to remind yourself that your world didn't stop while they were gone, that you live by your schedule, not theirs, that you've learned to find peace in silence. By taking your time, you shift the energy. You show that you are centered, not reactive. You are not a servant to their timing. You are the master of your own. So the next time they reach out, let the message sit. Let your mind settle. And when you do respond, do it with clarity, calmness, and power. Because those who control their impulse control the outcome. To overflowing with emotion. When they reach out, your emotions will likely surge to the surface. Maybe you feel relief that they finally contacted you. Maybe you feel anger, betrayal, or even longing. All of it hits you at once, a wave of emotion you've been holding back for so long. And the urge to let it all out is powerful. You want to tell them how much they hurt you. You want to express how much you missed them or how unfair they were. You want to pour your heart out, believing that maybe this time they'll understand. Maybe this time they'll finally care. But here's the truth. Overflowing with emotion gives away all your power. It shows them that you've been waiting, hurting, and needing their presence to feel whole again. And in that moment, you lose your sense of control, not just over them, but over yourself. A Stoic does not suppress emotion, but he never lets it control him. He feels deeply but responds wisely. When you respond with raw emotion, you make decisions based on temporary feelings rather than lasting values. You let them see you vulnerable before they've earned that access again. Emotional outbursts, even if well-intentioned, can push them away, make you look unstable, or worse, easy to manipulate. It tells them you haven't healed, that you're still trapped in the past. Instead, practice composure. Take time to breathe, reflect, and detach before responding. Your silence, your calm presence, your steady words, these speak volumes. They show strength, self-respect, and maturity. They show that you don't need them to feel validated. In the end, staying grounded protects your peace and shifts the dynamic in your favor. Emotions are powerful, but in the hands of a Stoic, they are always under control. 3. Rehashing the past. When they reach out after a period of silence or distance, it's tempting, almost irresistible, to bring up everything that went wrong. The pain, the confusion, the unanswered questions. You might want to confront them, ask why they did what they did, demand explanations, or even argue just to feel heard. But here's the truth. Revisiting the past in that moment is rarely about resolution. It's often about emotional release. And more often than not, it only leads to more conflict, more confusion, and more disappointment. A Stoic understands that what's done is done. The past cannot be changed, and clinging to it only weighs you down. When you rehash the past, you're anchoring yourself to pain, seeking closure from someone who may not be capable of giving it. You open old wounds, and in doing so, give them the power to hurt you again. When they contact you, focus on the present. Ask yourself, what are they offering now? Is there growth, accountability, consistency in their actions? Or is it just another cycle, another emotional roller coaster? Bringing up past arguments, betrayals, or disappointments will not heal you. In fact, it often pushes them away again and leaves you feeling empty. Let your strength be in your silence about the past. If they've truly changed, their actions will speak louder than any apology. And if they haven't, no amount of conversation will change that. A Stoic doesn't dwell. A Stoic observes. When you stop rehashing the past, you reclaim your peace. You live in the present moment, not in the ruins of what was. Stay grounded, stay aware, and let the past remain where it belongs behind you, or seeking closure from them. One of the most common and dangerous mistakes people make when someone reaches out after a separation is seeking closure from them. You believe this is your chance to finally get answers, to understand why they left, why they hurt you, why things ended the way they did. You think, if I can just hear their explanation, I'll finally have peace. But this belief traps you in a cycle of emotional dependence. The truth is, closure is not something they can give you. It's not hidden in their words, or their excuses, or their apologies. Closure is something you must create for yourself. When you seek closure from them, you are placing your healing in their hands. You are saying, I can't move on unless you give me what I need. That gives them power over your emotions, your mind, and your peace. A Stoic understands that this kind of power should never be handed over to anyone. Even if they do give you answers, will it really help? Often, their words create more questions, more confusion, more pain. The peace you seek becomes even more distant. Instead, step back and ask yourself, do I need their permission to let go? Do I need their explanation to reclaim my peace? The answer is no. A Stoic finds closure not in external validation, but in inner clarity. You accept what happened, you acknowledge the pain, you learn from it, and then you move forward, quietly, powerfully. When they contact you, resist the urge to dig into the past. Let them speak if they choose, but do not seek closure from them. You already have everything you need to heal. Closure is a door you close yourself, without waiting for someone else to turn the key. 5. Agreeing to meet too soon. They reach out. Maybe it starts with a simple message, or maybe they call and say they've been thinking about you. After a bit of back and forth, they suggest meeting up, grabbing coffee, catching up, maybe even spending time together like old times, and without thinking, you say yes. But here's the problem. Agreeing to meet too soon is a trap, one that many fall into because they crave connection. You've missed them, you've wanted this moment, and now it feels like an opportunity to get back what you lost. But in reality, rushing to meet gives them control and takes away yours. When you agree to meet instantly, it sends a clear message. You're available, you've been waiting, and your time is theirs to take. A Stoic never operates from a place of emotional impulse. Instead, a Stoic values their time, their space, and most importantly, their peace. Agreeing to meet too soon prevents you from truly observing their intentions. Why are they reaching out now? What has changed? Are they genuinely interested in rebuilding something meaningful, or are they simply bored, lonely, or seeking validation? By taking your time and setting boundaries, you allow the situation to unfold with clarity. You give yourself room to think, reflect, and assess if meeting is even worth it. You are not being rude or cold. You are being deliberate, thoughtful, stoic. Let them earn the right to see you again. Let your absence be felt. Meeting them too soon often leads to reopening wounds and falling into familiar patterns. Protect your energy. When the time is right, and if their actions prove consistent, you can decide if meeting serves your growth. Until then, stand still, stay strong, let your patience speak for you. When they contact you, it's not the time to lose control. It's the time to show growth. A Stoic does not crave attention. A Stoic commands respect, not through words, but through presence. Your value is not proven by how fast you respond, but by how deeply you respect yourself. Teaked. So next time they reach out, pause, breathe, and remember, you owe them nothing, but you owe yourself and everything. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like the video and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. Share this with someone who needs to reclaim their power today. And remember, in silence, in patience, in strength lies true power. This is mindful Stoicism. Stay strong, stay stoic,